Hi, second graders. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Today we're going to go ahead and start with our new lesson, time to the quarter hour. So go ahead and open up your math book to page 613. Oh, got some crazy stuff happening over here. So 613 is our new lesson, time to the quarter hour. Okay, so in your math book, you see a analog clock, okay? And as you can see, it's kind of split up into 4 pieces, which is a quarter. So go ahead and just trace those lines that you see there. And if you can see that, if you picture this as a pizza, okay, and it's cut into 4 slices, this would be a quarter of a pizza. This would be a quarter of a pizza. This would be a quarter of a pizza. And this would be a quarter of a pizza, okay? So in other words, a quarter, we're talking fractions, which you guys will learn next year, but this is a fraction, okay? So it is split up into 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each piece is one of the fourths, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. And so we call that a quarter. Right, there's 4 quarters in a dollar, so 4 quarters makes 1 whole. Okay, so basically we haven't really learned how to kind of mark the minutes on the clock, and so I feel like that's important in order to know how to do quarters. And so basically, when you see a clock, an analog clock, looks like this. You can see that every number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there is a small number right next to it. And so these are the minutes, okay? And so each number, the minutes go up by 5. So that's why, oh, there goes my window. Let me stop that. Not right now. Sorry, vacuum. Sorry, guys. Okay. So anyways, the numbers go up by 5. And so that's why you see a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, because there's 60 minutes in an hour. And so today when we tell time to the quarter, that's going to be 15 minutes. Okay. So what I would like you to do on your clock is go ahead and I want you to draw the time. I want you to draw a 1:15. Okay, so if this is 1 right here, I want you to draw a 1/4. That's 1. A 1/4. Okay, so not before 1, past 1. So it's 1 o'clock and then a quarter passes. Okay, so that time would be 1:15. So on your analog clock in your math book, go ahead and write the time or draw the time 1:15. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. So I have little hand, big hand. And so it is a 1:15. Okay. So go ahead and turn your page. See and show. So you can show time to the quarter hour. There are 15 minutes in a quarter hour. There are 4 quarter hours in an hour. So I kind of already talked about that. So here we look at the digital clock and we have an analog clock. And let me see if I can get this. There we go. Maybe a little better here. So in this digital clock, it is 1 o'clock. So go ahead and just trace the 1 o'clock in the digital clock. Okay. And then here we see that the hour hand is on the 1 and the minute hand's on the 12, and that represents 1 o'clock. So the yellow clock, digital clock up here, it's 1:15, which funny, we just did that in the previous page. So go ahead and copy the 1:15 because 1/4 is 15 minutes, okay? And so here you see that they have the hour hand at the 1 and the minute hand on the 3, okay? Now let's look at the green digital clock. So here it's 1:30, and we know that the half was like right down the middle, right? So technically, you know, this another way to say this is 1:30, but it is 1:30. So if this was 1, it's halfway through the clock, 1:30, so that would be 1:30. And so let's go ahead and trace the 1:30. And here you see that the hour hand is right in between the 1 and the 2. And then the minute hand is on the 6. And then our last digital clock says 1/4 Now you're gonna see that in this math lesson. So 1/4 we know that 1/4 is 15 minutes, okay? And so if we want it to be 2 o'clock, okay, there we have 2 o'clock, but it's not quite 2 o'clock yet, right? It's 1/4 until it's 2 o'clock. And so we know that 1/4 is 15 minutes. And so we're gonna have to work backwards. So if it's 2 o'clock, 1/4 until 2 would be 1:45. So 1/4 is 15 minutes. So that would be 5, 10, 15 minutes until it's 2 o'clock. So 1/4 until 2, oh my goodness, that's so annoying. 1/4 till 2 would be 1:45. And so here you see that the hour hand is right in between the 1 and the 2 still, and the minute hand is on the 9. Okay. So go ahead and go down to these ones right here. And so the directions say, use the analog clock, tell what time is shown, write the time. And so the analog clock, can't really see that. Sorry, you guys, kind of hard to see today. I did a very good job placing this. Okay, so the analog clock on number 1, we see that the hour hand is on the 11 and the minute hand is on the 3. So we would say that it is 1/4 past 11. Yes. So it's 1/4 past 11, but when we write it in a digital clock, we're not going to write 1/4 past 11, right? We know that, here, let's get, I don't like this because I literally have to, there it is. Okay, so there's 11. And if it's 1/4 past 11, we know that 1/4 is 15 minutes, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and move it to my 15-minute mark. And so it is 11:15. Okay, so that's what we're going to write in the analog clock is 11:15. Okay. Now, why don't you go ahead and try number 2 and number 3 on your own. Pause this video, and when you are ready, go ahead and press play again. Okay. Okay, here we go. So number 2, I see that the hour hand is right in between the 8 and the 9, and my minute hand is on the 6. And so I know that that is 8:30. So I know that the minute here, though, because I'm writing it in my digital clock, is going to be 30. It's at the 30-minute mark. So this would be 8:30. And then last but not least, we have number 3. And so here the hour hand is right in between the 6 and the 7. And it is 1/4, wait, what did they say? 1/4 till 7. I don't really say time like that. I just say 7:45. I just gave you the answer. Anyway, so we know that each number represents a 5. And so when we count, it is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it is 6:45. Or 1/4 till 7. Okay. So go ahead and do the on my own. This is page 615, 616. I miss you guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you guys in Zoom soon. See you later.